This is a Film Stories original podcast.
Sarah Blair, and you are listening to I Want to Believe Minute, where we examine the second X-Files movie 1 minute at a time. Today we are exploring minute 88, running from approximately 87 minutes as Skinner and Scully are in the car, and going to 87 minutes and 59 seconds as Skinner and Scully are driving in the car. But a bunch of stuff happens in between that, don't worry. Here to talk about it with me are Cortlan and Cathy. Welcome back. Skinner and Scully in the car.
Sculler.
That's their couple name.
That's a terrible one. No,
Sculler.
that's terrible.
Couple name? No.
Sculler.
We don't like that.
What is Mulder and Scully's couple name? Skulder? Mully?
MSR. No.
MSR.
I've heard Skulder and Mully, but
Yeah.
neither
I
are
mean,
acceptable.
Sculder is clearly the superior option, in my
Yeah.
opinion, but I
Yeah.
don't think anybody calls it that.
I think we just call it MSR, like Cathy said, yeah.
Yeah. Sculder has such a nice, chemistry,
It does.
Yeah, it does sound...
Scoldering sounds like
it's
a
something
verb that
wanna
you might
watch,
read
right?
in a novel. Yeah. It sounds so
sorry.
close to smoldering. I think that's...
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But not relevant to
Not at all. Not even close.
minute, whatever we're on.
I don't know anymore. I don't know anything. Mulder wouldn't do anything crazy. That's what I have in my notes.
Yeah.
I do love this scene. I love this part. Yeah. It's fun.
It's adorable. I wrote, Scully gives him that look.
Oh, her face is just like, you must be joking.
Right?
And in mine, he says something like, I know Mulder. He'd get to a phone and call. No,
Yeah.
he would not.
No.
How long have you known this
he
man?
would not.
He has
He's
never
just-
done that before.
Skinner's
In his
just
life.
clearly trying to calm her down,
Yeah,
make her
I know.
comfortable.
It's very
sweet.
sweet.
Give her some assurance.
So ineffective.
She's not...
She's not having it.
Like,
No.
What are you, high?
File that one under it's the thought that counts. Because no, that did not work.
Yeah, completely ineffective. Failed to achieve any objective.
Nothing too crazy, he says.
Nothing too crazy. If I know Mulder. No, sir.
And you don't.
No.
Yeah. So they're trying to figure out where Mulder could have gone. It feels like they're driving. I mean, I know they're technically not really because of the way it's cut, but it does feel like they're driving for a long time. Like, I wonder how far
Yeah.
it actually is.
Right,
had to go.
considering that Mulder covered this distance on foot,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been driving for a long time. Like, did they maybe pass something? Or I don't know.
Maybe they're going in like a circle.
Yeah.
Maybe they double back. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Ever
know.
smaller circles.
Yeah. I mean,
It seems like too though they could have looked for Mulder's tracks. I mean, I guess like a lot of probably the area was like messed up from like the tow trucks and the
Mm-hmm.
police cars and stuff. But eventually, like if they got out far enough, wouldn't they have found the prints
Something.
I feel
in the
like-
snow?
Yeah.
Is it still snowing too hard? I don't. That they fill up.
Maybe. It doesn't look like it's snowing at all.
It doesn't really.
doesn't.
There seems to be no explanation for
But
why
let's
they're
go with that.
driving and driving and driving
Yeah.
in whatever direction it suits them.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's like a one really small road, country road out there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how did they pick the correct direction?
Right.
That's what I'm wondering.
And no, well, I mean, Skinner at one point says he would have climbed up, and maybe they were heading. I don't know. There's really no explanation for
But he would have
where this
climbed
car
back
is
up
going.
to the road.
Up to the road, which is where
Maybe
they
that's
were
why they
standing.
couldn't follow. Yeah, and maybe that's why they couldn't follow his tracks because it would have been on the road, and
Yeah.
it would have been like packed down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
We're applying way too much logic too. I don't know.
I do have to wonder where Skinner's driving. Why he's headed that direction, where he thinks he's going. Are they just wandering around because Scully's looking out the window. Is she just looking for Mulder that way? It doesn't seem very effective. Although it does get her where she needs to go, just not in this.
It does. Follows her instincts.
Yeah.
Exactly. Her Mulder intuition.
Yeah,
she knows
her
Mulder
senses.
clearly much better. Yeah, just so everybody knows, there's a thunderstorm happening. There's just thunder. Yep, there's gonna be more thunder here in a second. So
I saw that lightning.
Yeah. Also, let's see there.
I did hear that one. I didn't hear it before.
Yeah. Also in the commentary, Frank mentioned that Mitch was very happy to be on set, and it was like a family reunion. They were glad to have him there, which was very sweet. I thought.
That's so sweet.
So yeah, they were happy to have him back, and yeah, I'm glad he got to be back, even if it's just for a few minutes. But yeah,
minutes.
Yeah. Then in this minute, we also have, so we've got Skinner and Scully are driving, looking for Mulder, and then we see what's actually happening to Mulder, which is that he's being dragged to a shed out back, which is never a good thing, really.
No.
Nobody wants to be dragged to the shed out back.
Especially when you're drugged and out of it.
Right. There's no great way to spend that.
No.
So.
No.
Probably not good.
Nothing good happens in that shed out back for anybody. No. Is that like he's struggling, and that's kind of all that really happens, right? There's no dialogue or anything.
No dialogue.
Is there anything else that happens in the extended cut? Or is it just more?
Yeah, that's when Mulder first sees an axe and a chopping block, and there's a body next to it, and so that didn't make it to the.
We just sort of get the setting really. In the extended cut a little bit more, but
okay, yeah. So I think I do remember seeing the body, which I think we know that it's the FBI agent, right, that was missing,
right, and we find that out in the next minute. So in this minute, we just see it's more the focus of the axe and the chopping block, and then behind it, you can sort of see a body, but we don't know who it is yet.
It's very ominous.
Very ominous. We know. Oh,
you know, one thing I noticed when I was watching this and then comparing it to the script has longer scenes. Like everything that's happening in Mulder is one scene, and everything happening with Skinner and Scully in the car is one scene. So all these back and forth cuts were most likely like a post-production decision in the editing to probably make it more propulsive to move it along.
That's interesting. That's good to know. It is from a writing perspective, because sometimes you feel like you have to write it the way you would see it, but I guess not necessarely. Like they knew probably ahead of time. I wonder what the storyboards looked like if they knew they were going to wrap it up.
Or I would guess they knew they were gonna, and probably just for convenience wrote it. I mean, the people having to act those scenes are not. Don't want to like jump a bunch of pages.
Right. Well, that makes sense too, because that's how they're going to film them. They're going to film this whole scene, and then in the editing, a lot of the story is told through how you edit the film.
It's really interesting to note too, because actually I have this in my notes for the next minute, but it also applies to this one. That for the climax of a movie, this is pretty slow. Like things are happening fairly slowly. In terms of like, this is it. This is the climax of this film, and it's very tense and like ominous but slow. As far as things developing.
Skinner and Scully still don't even know where they're driving. I mean, it's slow. They're not chasing down something. They're not headed to a destination. They're just sort of wandering around, looking out the windows.
And Mulder is no longer fighting with anyone. Like there's no wrench.
He's drugged.
This is it.
The wrench is gone. Poor guy.
Right.
Completely defenseless.
Yeah, it's
interesting. You're right.
So without those cuts, imagine how slow this would be developing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Cortlan. So Mulder, like, sees the body. He kind of knows he's in trouble, but he can't really do anything about it because he can't really move because he's drugged.
Drugged Mulder. Making
Drugged Mulder.
faces.
Mm-hmm. And then we cut back to Scully and Skinner in the car again, but that's where the minute ends and the next minute starts. So, do we have any other thoughts about what's going on here? Other than how bonkers it is that they're trying to do a whole body transplant, head transplant.
I have no thoughts about that.
It's just gross.
I try not to think about that.
There's a Meg Cabot series that I love, and the first book is called Airhead, and it's a YA series, but it's about a girl who gets her brain transplanted into a supermodel's body. But nobody can know about it. She has to pretend to be a supermodel.
Oh, funny.
It's a really good series. Anyways, that every time I watch this movie, I think of those books because the whole body transplanted. But in this movie, they're taking the whole head.
Yeah.
And transplanting it. And in those books, they were transplanting the brain.
Just the brain.
Anyways. I digress. That was, that had nothing to do with I Want to Believe in It other than the brain transplant. So there was a connection.
I could see the connection. Yeah.
There was a connection. Should we digress a little bit more and do some more Skinner trivia?
Probably. We probably should.
Yeah. We should finish that up.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. I did that one. I gotta mark off my questions that we already did.
Is it still a digression if we go to Skinner trivia, or is it a regression?
There you
regress
go. We regress.
to Skinner trivia. Could go either way. I don't know.
Okay, so, in which episode does Mulder punch Skinner?
Anasazi.
Punch him? Yeah. Because he's drugged. He punches him.
Because he was drugged. See? Brought it around.
Drug Mulder.
Yeah.
Relevant.
Yeah. In which episode does Scully pull a gun on Skinner?
Ooh.
Blessing way to paperclip.
Is it to paperclip? Okay. Yeah, I'll believe you.
Yeah, because it's at the very end of the Blessing Way.
Yeah. Of the Blessing
and
Way.
They start
Okay.
off paperclip. Yep. Good call, Cathy.
And Mulder comes in and says, I was a dead man, now I'm back.
Yeah. There's also another episode where they pull a gun on Skinner, but it's not Scully. It's Mulder. Do you know that one? This is a bonus.
Mulder pulls a gun on Skinner? Is that what you said?
Or he has a gun. He's not kind of aiming it at him.
He has a gun?
Yeah. Skinner has to tell him to put his gun down. They're in a parking garage.
They're always in a parking garage.
It's not really a good hint, is it?
No, it wouldn't be existence.
After that.
Oh, after that.
After existence? How often are Mulder and Skinner in parking garages together?
At least once.
Okay.
Oh, this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I have no memory. It's been a long time since I watched that one.
It's this. Because they're in the parking garage and he has to tell him to put his gun down.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the bonus question. Okay, who is the assassin who shoots Skinner in Piper Maru?
Luis Cardinal.
Yeah. And then they chase him, down the alley.
Yep. And
Cardinal.
Are you the man who killed my
You shot my sister.
So good. It's such a good episode. Who gets Mulder and Scully back from the Arctic and fight the future? This is my headcanon. It's not an actual.
So not trivia.
Not trivia at all. How well do we know Sarah?
But
I mean,
it might not be wrong.
It makes sense that Mulder gave the coordinates to Skinner or to the lone gunman, so either one.
Yeah.
Skinner and the lone gunman, but definitely
They work
Skinner,
together,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
A beautiful friendship, yeah.
Indeed.
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, there has to be some explanation, so why not that one? Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
It works.
Okay, last question. What 3 things does Skinner threaten to do to Scully in Triangle if she ever asks him to break protocol again? I'll have you...
Oh my. I'll have you...
Censured. Is that one of them? No. I was going to say dismembered. I like that. That's not
You've been watching
not the
too much,
word.
I want to believe.
I mean, okay.
Um,
Nope, I'm not going to get it.
fired. I don't think that's the word, but
I don't think he says
What
fired.
is-
I
No.
think he says...
Removed from your post, position.
I feel like
But
there's
she's
like
already
some
off the
alliteration quality to these
Yes.
words. I can almost, like, I can hear the rhythm of the words and not the words.
All right. You ready
Whoa.
for the answer?
I'm ready.
Yes.
I don't know.
If you ever ask me to break protocol again, I'll have you written up, wrapped up, and tossed out of the FBI for good.
Written up,
I like
wrapped
it.
up, and tossed out.
He's got a way with words, our Walter Skinner.
Just out of curiosity, what would wrapped up look like?
I
Brought
don't know.
to an end. Yeah, her career brought to an end.
Written up, check. I got that one.
Yeah.
Tossed out, I get. Wrapped up.
It just sounds good.
Yeah.
It does. With a bow.
Sounds tough.
I will wrap you
Like
up.
ass in a sling. I mean,
Toss you out.
what does
Yeah.
that really look like?
Exactly. Oh my goodness. That's it for the Skinner questions. But I do have more fun things planned for the next couple episodes. So you won't want to miss it. Stay tuned for minute 89. We'll be back. Until then,